What is up, guys? Almost Christmas Cactus here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Avalanche Machine Gun just added into Destiny 2 with the arrival of the Dawning event today. And so, let's get started. But just before we do, if you're looking to treat yourself this Christmas and pick up some sick headphones, check the link in the description down below. It's going to auto-apply a discount code to ASTRO products, including the new C40 controllers. Save some money and help me out. Definition of a win-win. Alright, now let's get started with this machine gun. So I woke up today with the full intention of grinding my butt off to get this weapon. Turns out you're gonna get it pretty much immediately. Just go to Eva Levante. She's going to give you essentially your easy bake oven and a bunch of ingredients. Put those in, and a snack or a treat is going to come out essentially. You take that to Zavala, he gives you an avalanche. That's it. Now, you're not exactly done there because there is going to be random rolls associated with this weapon. So the more treats you give Zavala, the more cracks at a god roll avalanche you will have. But in any event, let's take a look at my avalanche here. Actually a pretty decent roll. Slideways and ricochet rounds are interesting, with Rampage definitely being the highlight. I love Rampage as a perk, but it's when we look at the stats that things frankly become disappointing. The Avalanche is a 450 rounds per minute machine gun. That is exactly the same as the Hammerhead machine gun, the only other legendary machine gun in Destiny 2. In fact, there's 3 machine guns in total, with the third being the Thunderlord exotic machine gun. So that means the Avalanche is doing the exact same damage and firing at the exact same speed as the Hammerhead, and therefore we've got to compare these weapons. And when we do, we see that the Avalanche just isn't as good. I'm comparing, this isn't even my best Hammerhead roll. That's on another character. So this is an average roll, and my average roll Hammerhead is better in every single category. It has a tiny bit more range, quite a bit more stability, more handling, more reload speed, better magazine size. Literally every aspect of this gun is beaten out by the Hammerhead, and these guns have the same time to kill, so why would you use one over the other, really? And to be perfectly honest, I was extremely disappointed when I saw 450 rounds per minute. Bungie had a great opportunity to introduce some more diversity with more and different machine guns. In Destiny 1, we had machine guns that shot at 900 rounds per minute. Why not do that again? Why not do 750, 650, even slower, 320? Why not anything other than 450? We already have a 450 machine gun. And to me, doing this basically just says that they didn't want to actually go out and have to balance another archetype, so they just reskinned one they already have. And that's again very disappointing. But with all that being said, if you don't have access to the Hammerhead, or your Hammerhead has absolutely trash rolls, sometimes the Avalanche can step in. Like if you get a god roll Avalanche compared to a trash roll Hammerhead, perhaps the Avalanche would finally start to edge out the Hammerhead. So, how is this gun just by itself? Well, in PvE, it's definitely pretty decent. Rampage again is the star here, and even though this gun has terrible stability, like you can see when I try to engage enemies at any sort of medium or longer range, it really struggles keeping on target. But it's a machine gun, it does a ton of damage per shot, and you can basically be single firing it and taking down huge chunks of enemies, right? You really can use this gun like a hand cannon on steroids almost. That's how much damage this is capable of dishing out. And not only is it good against singleton targets, but it's frankly not terrible at Dpsing bosses either. You're going to have to definitely be closer with the Avalanche because of that terrible stability, and you want to remain on target, especially getting constant precision shots on bosses. And frankly, if you really want to use a machine gun to do DPS, you should be using the Thunderlord, but if you want to use your exotic slot elsewhere, the Avalanche isn't a terrible choice. It is nice running something like the Avalanche that can just kill so many enemies with a single magazine, so many enemies with a single pickup of heavy ammo that, you know, rocket launchers, linear fusion rifles just don't come close in terms of just pure ad killing potential. So if this is your first and only machine gun in Destiny 2, it could reasonably be part of some loadouts, doing strikes or what have you. But moving on from there, when we shift focus to PvP, its downfalls become a lot more obvious. Here, yes, you could have better perks, but you need that stability. You need to be on target, and the Avalanche just isn't. I actually, not too long ago was using the Hammerhead in PvP, and I was actually impressed with that. And the Hammerhead was able to engage enemies out to longer ranges. The Avalanche just isn't. You have to use this a lot more close quarters. Now you can still dump truck people. You're doing a pretty considerable amount of damage for each shot, and so if you are playing a little bit more aggressively with the Avalanche, I'm not saying you can't make it work. You can definitely make it work. But the conversation would continue. This video would go on if this had a different rounds per minute, if this was a different archetype. We'd be talking about where it's more viable, whatever. But considering there exists an alternative with the Hammerhead that's better in every way and kills exactly as fast as the Avalanche, what's the point of using the Avalanche? And that is unfortunately the depressing conclusion that you've got to come to when taking a look at this new gun. Now again, that doesn't mean the Avalanche is completely pointless or it's not worth going after. If you do get some phenomenal perks, it can have some niche roles, especially in PvE, but not in PvP. You need those stats, you need that stability, you need to be on target. And so guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCactus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.